Hi, if you've clicked on this video, then you've probably struggled with getting started on something, just making the first step in something new, like going to the gym for the first time, or getting started on a business, like opening a YouTube channel, or maybe getting into a productive hobby, like going to a martial arts gym for the first time. Whatever it is, you just can't seem to take the first step, and you always have the same excuses, the same reasons stopping you from doing it. I was the same. I couldn't get started on this YouTube channel for a very long time. I've been into self-improvement for 2.5 years, but I was always inconsistent, and the same goes for this YouTube channel. I just couldn't get into it for the reasons I will cover in this video. I will cover 3 main excuses that I had and how you can disarm them, how you can make them lose their value just by using your logical mind for you. And then the 4th point will be the thing to keep in mind when starting something that can really push you into getting into it. So the first reason is feeling like you're not good enough, feeling like you have no experience or not enough experience to actually get into something. Well, let me tell you, I was the same way about YouTube. I felt like, well, I don't know anything about YouTube, so I have to learn about YouTube first. I have no speaking skills, so I can't really present my thoughts in front of a camera. And I felt like, because I was mostly a loner for all my life, like I don't have enough life experiences to talk about in a self-improvement related channel. Like I don't have any valuable stories to tell. Like I can't give any proper value to people. And if you're anything like me, you might have had similar thoughts regarding, starting your own business. You felt like you were not good enough. In the gym, you felt like, oh, I'm, not good enough at these exercises. I'm not big enough to go to the gym. But you have to realize that getting into something new is how you gain the experience, is how you get good at that thing. There's no other way. You can read books, of course. You can get the knowledge from like some really, really good books, right? That will help you get started and improve faster. But you still have to take the first step. And the sooner you do it, the better. Because you will get started on gaining experience. And the best way you can learn and gain experience is just by doing it yourself and actually seeing what works for you specifically, because it's gonna be a little bit different for everyone. If you want to improve your videos, like it's different for every single person essentially. Every person has like different strengths and weaknesses, and only by starting it yourself will you realize what your strengths and weaknesses are and how you can, highlight your strengths and work on your weaknesses. That only works after you've started. Keep that in mind. The next time this excuse pops into your mind, you want to start to get the experience and to get rid of this feeling of being not good enough and not experienced enough. So the second reason is probably mostly related to YouTube and just business, which is what will my family and friends think? Right? So you can probably relate to me saying that, well, your parents probably wanted you to pursue a specific career path, like going to university, which was, well, my case, or like, applying for a specific job that they want you to do. They wanted you to do something, and, you felt like you couldn't really say no because, well, they are your parents, right? But the thing is, like, once you're grown up, like, even when you're like still a teenager, like, you still have something to say, right? If you genuinely talk to them about, what you want to do and that this is what you genuinely want to do, and you can tell them like that this has like a lot of potential, way more than like a standard job, then, it's possible to convince them. Of course, if you have abusive parents who just want you to do something for their own ego, then, like, I'm very sorry for you. Like, in that case, you probably have to move out, and then it will be way harder because you will have to, get your own place, like get some short-term money from like a part-time job, for example. but it can still work out for you in the end. Regarding friends, well, you're thinking of like, oh, my friends will cringe when they see like my self-improvement YouTube videos. But the thing is, like, if they are not into self-improvement, then just don't show them the videos, because they will not get them on their recommended page anyway. So you can just do like your channel, start your self-improvement channel, and just never tell them. And then you can also like rethink like, why am I friends with people who are you know cringing at self-improvement? Like, you gotta like rethink your relationships as well. So the third reason is, what if I fail? You might think like, oh, what if I fail? What if my videos are bad? What if I never grow on YouTube? Or like, what if my business fails? No one buys my product. Well, in terms of the gym, like, you can't really, I mean, you can injure yourself, of course, but as long as you like, keep your safety in mind, you can't really fail in the gym. So it mostly relates to business. When it comes to like failing, you have to keep in mind two things. One thing is, even if you've been doing it for a very long time and it doesn't work out, the only thing you've sacrificed is time, but it's not like you've sacrificed it for nothing. It's that you sacrificed it for the experience. Because even if you fail at something, if you did it for a very long time, if you genuinely committed to it, then, well, chances are you want to do something similar anyway. You will have the experience now to pursue something new, and you will be able to use that experience from this failure to grow in something else. Another thing is reframing your mind, because you define what failure actually is. If your goals are subscriber related or view related and you don't meet them, then yeah, you failed. But if your goals are related to the quality of your videos, to making your product better and better with each iteration, with each new version, then you can't fail, because you just want to improve your product. And the end goal is like a perfect product, like that people like, that can be helpful to them in some way. You only fail on that goal if you stop improving. You just have to keep improving and you will not fail. So keep that in mind. And one more thing is, if failure to you is, getting laughed at, for example, getting haters on your YouTube channel or whatever, or getting an insane amount of complaints about your product. In the end, failure in business is when you don't grow. And, well, if you don't grow, that means that you've probably not reached a lot of people. So very, very, very few people will actually know about your failure. And, they will forget eventually. If it was like a physical product, it might take a longer amount of time. But like if it was like a YouTube channel, they will forget after like a week, literally. Like if you genuinely decide to quit, not because they were hating you, but because you feel like it isn't for you, then they will forget. Like maybe 5 people know and they forget after a week anyway. So that's it. Okay, so the final thing I want to tell you is to keep in mind your why. Why do you want to start? What is your reason for starting? Why is it, something that you want to make your, purpose in a way, right? So for this, I will talk a little bit about my reasons. I want to have, well, financial freedom, not just for me, because I genuinely don't need that much money, I feel like. But I want to just support my parents and my siblings so that they can also experience the same freedom as I do. That's kind of one of my main reasons. And the second one is freedom of location. The ability to just work from whenever I want to work, from wherever I want to work, and not be bound to a single place. Right now, I'm working a part-time job in a grocery store, and I realized how much I need this freedom of location when I wanted to go to my parents' house, because I'm currently in a break in my university. So I wanted to go to my parents' house for 2 weeks before university starts again. But I realized that I just can't do it because of the part-time job, and that I'm bound to stay in the city where my university is located. So that was very painful to me because I wanted to see my family, but I couldn't. So freedom of location. And the next thing is obviously like fulfillment. Fulfillment is completely different for everybody, right? For me, I want to help people, and I really like teaching. So I want to help people by teaching them something specifically about self-improvement, because it's like that the topic I'm interested in. So I want to teach people about self-improvement, help them on this path, just create like a community of people who do what I do. So that's like my main reasons. Your reasons might be similar, might be a bit different. You have to think about them, but always remind yourself of them. Maybe write them down on like a like piece of paper, stick them to your wall, so that you keep them in mind. So that was it for me. I hope that my video was helpful to you. If it was, well, let me know down in the comments. We can write about like what you've been struggling to start with. Well, that was it from me. I'm Emmanuel, and this is my new self-improvement channel. Subscribe if you want to see more. See you in the next video. Bye.